Very special guest this week on Loudwire Reeloaded. It is the one, the only Lzzy Hale of Halestorm. Ms. Hyde, how you doing?
I'm doing very well. Thank you for talking with me.
It's been a while. It's been a while. Lots have been happening with you since we last spoke. Of course, you've kind of gone outside the box of Halestorm and done some other things with other artists, and most notably performing on the CMA Fest with Eric Church, performing with Lindsey Sterling on America's Got Talent and Good Morning America, other things like that, the Dio tribute album. Really, I mean, you're becoming one of the most well-rounded musicians there is.
You know, I'm trying to educate myself a little bit. Also, if I don't keep myself busy, I get into trouble. So and there's usually tequila involved. So I'm keeping that out of my hands here.
Yeah, I got some of your secrets now here.
Yeah.
Let me ask you a question. Getting up early, being on a show like Good Morning America, how tough is that? You know, being a vocalist and having to wake up early, and because we all know that rock stars sleep in a little bit. But getting up at the crack of dawn and singing on TV, that's got to be tough.
Well, I got to tell you, we had a hell of a time getting there because I was on a plane and it stopped in Washington, D.C., and it was something with engine trouble, and they weren't sure. They couldn't give me a guarantee, you know, whether they were actually going to make it to New York. And it was like 10:30 at night, and my call time was 4 a.m. I had to be there at 4 a.m. So I'm like, my guitar player was with me at the time, and I'm like, Joe, we got to get there somehow. He's like, all right, we're going to get a rental car. So we got a rental car. I slept for like 2 hours in the car, got to the hotel at 3:30 a.m., had a 10-minute nap, then had call time at 4, which luckily the hotel was right down the street, so we just got there, and then right immediately into sound check, and then we had to wait a little while. But, you know, it was just funny. It was just crazy trying to get there. And but you know what? It's weird. I think the adrenaline, all of a sudden, the realization that it's like, oh, millions of people that I have to sing for right now. I think that really helped. Afterward, I crashed like hell. But
I bet. That might be your biggest audience yet, if not that, the CMAs. I mean.
Oh, absolutely, man. I mean, it's just so cool. It's really neat. I love playing for audiences that, you know, really don't know who the hell I am, you know, or who the hell we are. And it's just, I don't know, it's a different type of, you put on a different type of show, I guess. And there's a different type of feeling that goes along with performing and for that particular show and all that. So it was a lot of fun. It's been a lot of fun. And it's been crazy being in all of these people. You know, they're different worlds, you know. Some of the country people are calling me the rock and roll ambassador right now because they're like, yeah, Lzzy, you know, you just come in, you do your rock thing, and you get out. It's great, you know. It's like, and then you go over and you do this dubstep violin thing, and then you get out. It's like, yeah, I don't know. It's cool, you know. I'm very humbled that these people are kind of, you know, welcoming me as I am with open arms, you know.
Well, us Halestorm fans have known for years, I mean, within the framework of the band itself, we know that you can soften it up or you can rock it out. I mean, you're very versatile as far as a vocalist. Just now, other people are finding that out as well.
Oh, well, thank you very mux. That's so sweet of you.
Oh, well, it's the truth. And, you know, I was reading an article not all that long ago. I think it was on loudwire.com. It was about Axl Rose being scientifically being proved as one of the best singers ever because of his multi-octave range, had like a 5-octave range.
Oh, yeah.
How about you?
Oh, you know what? I don't really know. It's funny because Eric Church asked me that recently, and he's like, so, like, what's your highest note? I'm like, actually, I don't really know. It's more of like, you know, I'll go in there and they'll be like, hey, can you sing that high? I'm like, sure. I don't know. You know, I'm either going to hit it or I'm not. And so I'm constantly kind of, I'm a try anything once kind of girl.
Yeah, exactly.
So I'm more or less kind of figuring out things as I go along. But it's funny how I've been singing since I was a kid, but I never really actually found out what my lowest or highest. And I'm starting to think that maybe that's a good thing because then it's not, I'm only limited to maybe what I think, you know, I can do that day or not. So it's, I feel like maybe it's better I don't know.
It's like they say, ignorance is bliss, right?
Yeah. Well, you know what's funny? There was a fan video that one of our super fans put out that they actually sat and analyzed a lot of a lot of our songs and like ended up, kind of doing this YouTube video, and with each song they would list like, well, here's the high note that she hits here, and they'll list the actual, like, it's a D sharp or something, a 3D sharp or something like that, and I'm like, wow, that's awesome. I'm like learning about myself through the fans, so I'll just let them figure that out for me.
Yeah, that's really cool. Well, fans of Halestorm like myself know that a few months back you guys were playing a gig in the UK and you played a new song called Mayhem. Now, is that going to be part of the next album? Because we're wanting to know, man, we're chomping at the bit, wanting to know a little bit more about the next record and any kind of writing progress or recording. What are you guys up to with that?
Absolutely. We actually begin pre-production next week, and it's going to be kind of a quick trip. To answer your question, Mayhem is probably definitely going on the record because we actually started developing that one out on the road. That was kind of a safe one. That's like, okay, that's not even like our top favorite that's going on the record, but we didn't want to give away too much, but we wanted to give everybody a little something because it's been so long since we've had some new songs in our set. So yes, but we're doing something different this time. We're doing all of the basic tracks with everybody in the same room playing live to tape.
Wow.
And so it's going to be kind of quick. It's not going to be this whole the past two records, we've done everything more in an assembly line style. It's in like, we'll have 2 days and we'll do all the drums. And then we'll have 2 days to do all my guitar parts. 2 days to do all Joe's parts. Then we do the bass, and then I sing.
Right.
And then it's there we go. But and then for whatever reason, everybody decides to have like a week off here or there, and everyone goes and sees their girlfriends, and then we come back and try to finish it. This time we're not doing that. Everybody's hanging in the same spot. It kind of like the old days, man. When we did a lot of the stuff back in the day before labels and anything, that was kind of how we did it. And so we're really taking it back to kind of the beginning of Halestorm and really trying to bridge the gap between, what people see live and what people have heard, on our studio records. So we're really excited about it. It's just going to be a cool, unapologetically us.
Yeah, that's great. We're talking to Lzzy Hale of Halestorm. You said live to tape. Is this going to be an analog recording?
Most of it is, yeah.
That's killer.
The way that we're doing it in Nashville, which is just kind of the epicenter for all that is, real musician, so we have a lot of access to do all of that, there, versus New York or LA, which is, kind of a lot of those studios, either don't have access or it costs a lot to end up getting any of that equipment anymore,
right.
Or you can't find it. So it's going to be very analog, and it's going to be a lot about capturing performances and capturing for heaven's sake, my little brother, as you know, is crazy. And I don't think he's ever been captured on a record before, so it's going to be fun.
Well, promise me after the album is released, we'll have you back on the show.
Oh, absolutely. You can't get rid of me that easy.
I love to hear that. Check out the band, their tour dates, everything that's going on, hailstormrocks.com. Check out Lzzy's Scissor Happy merch on the website as well. And Lzzy, what I want to do here on the show, I want to play the very first Halestorm hit.
Oh, that's awesome.
I Get Off. Lzzy, Thank you so much for being on the show this week.
Thank you so much, Mr. Sandman.